Hello, friends. Anna Sabramowitz here. Oh my goodness, thanks for joining me. Tuesday, July 21st. Awesomeness. Okay, today's talk is going to be about something absolutely awesome that we are involved in as part of this scenario community. And this is it. Okay, it's going to be short and punchy. So, um, some people have emailed me, and I've always worked through this, is how do you affect behavior change in people, right? How do you make somebody do something differently than they usually do? And you're thinking, how do I do that? I'm on this side of the screen, they're on the other side of the screen. We're designing some sort of crazy scenario for them. Is it going to make a behavior change? Because really that's what we're doing, right? We're trying to persuade them to do something differently, come over to our dark side. How do we do that? Right? So this is so cool because I stumbled upon this by accident, but also because I love science and I love habits and I love cognitive psychology. So here, I don't know if you've ever heard of this fabulous human being. His name is BJ Fogg. So BJ Fogg is the director of Behavior Design Lab at Stanford University, and he is the designer behind Tiny Habits. And if you haven't participated in this program, it's free. I suggest you do it. It's actually super, super cool. But this is what's neat. So BJ Fogg said that he studied human behavior for several decades. And one of the things that he said is that there are three things that help people make a behavior change, right? Stuff that will help you change the way you do things in the long term. One of them is to have an epiphany. The other one is to change your environment. And number three, when he says change your environment, is what the things that are around you. And number three is to take baby steps. Now, think about this for a second. As a designer, as a person who designs online learning, can you affect what's around a person? No. Can you help them make tiny steps? Probably not. But what can you help them do? Guys, it's the epiphany part, right? You can help somebody have an epiphany. Now let's talk about what that really means. What does it mean to have an epiphany? So an epiphany is one of those aha moments, oh, damn, this isn't working, or holy moly, I got to make a change. This isn't the way I want it to go, right? When do people have epiphanies? People will have an epiphany, let's say somebody's really, this is a good one. My neighbor, he had open heart surgery, right? Because I don't know if he smoked a little bit too much, or he got so sick, he needed to have bypass surgery and lose weight and actually start taking care of himself. Now, his epiphany, you should see him now. Fit, looks fabulous, walks every day. He doesn't smoke. He's just super turned his life around. But for him, his epiphany was probably being on the surgical operating table and having his chest opened and exposing himself to so much infection possibility and all those other, just the healing factor, everything. He needed to have that happen to him to turn his life around and change basically so many behaviors in his life, right? Now you're thinking, oh my gosh, Anna, well, I don't want to have to send people to the surgical table to have them have open heart surgery, some sort of a bypass to actually impact change, right? I'm looking for things like next time somebody comes up to the desk, instead of being, just handing them a form, you actually ask some open-ended questions to see how you can help them. This is the kind of behavior I'm looking for. Well, guess what, my friends? This is wonderful. You can do this through your scenario. Now, how do people have epiphanies? People have epiphanies by having an experience and having the experience do something to them, having them experience something they didn't anticipate, or having them do something where the result that they received was not what they anticipated. Now, that's a scenario, but what makes it even more powerful is if you make that experience something that somebody else, they can observe it through the eyes of another person. A story. What you're trying to do with your scenario is wrap it up in a package, in a story that helps somebody imagine what life would be like if they adopted a certain pattern, a certain behavior, a certain way of doing things. You're selling them on that. And on top of it, you're giving them, through your story, that feeling of success, the feeling that they will get once they get there. You get them to experience that before they've even taken any of the steps. In fact, what you do is you probably create a craving for it. People crave that. They get a little bit of a taste and they want more. They want it for themselves. That's how you get to impact behavior change. So BJ Fogg says, well, he actually said he can't control the epiphany piece. He can control the changing the environment, and he can control the taking the tiny steps, which is what his program is about, which is the tiny steps. But we're actually the people who can affect the epiphany piece, which is super cool because he confirms to us that that is a piece that leads to behavior change, which is wonderful, which is amazing, because realize if you can do this well, you can actually have serious impact. Now, the problem is that we try and affect behavior change by giving people more info. We try and give people behavior change by showing them stuff and then hoping that it'll happen. Behavior change happens when people start thinking about what they're doing, reflecting on it, seeing a possibility, seeing it applied in their context. That's when behavior change starts to really happen, right? So imagine now what you're doing is you're taking those possibilities that they've imagined, the story that they can imagine themselves in, wrapping all that up into some awesomeness, and then giving it to somebody to experience and walk through at their own pace, experience their own consequences to the assumptions that they thought they had. And here we go. Things are moving, things are changing for them. So imagine if now you're no longer in the business of designing e-learning. You're in the business of helping people have epiphanies. Isn't that cool? So I just wanted to thank Mr. BJ Fogg for that confirmation, because I think we do a lot of this stuff because we wanted to deliver better results. And there's a lot of things out there that really suck and that don't work. And then once in a while you come across basically research this guy's been doing for 20 years, strategies that work, and you combine that stuff and you can actually affect change and throw all the other stuff to the wayside while you deliver something of extreme value for people and actually do something that changes them, right? That's awesome. That's what we live for, right? We're just crave that. And it's so cool because had somebody just the other day send me some pictures of their students, of their classrooms, right? And it just the awesomeness that's happening in there. And this person actually gets to do that face to face. And I'm thinking, this is the stuff we live for. And it's hard for us because we're in a digital world. We don't always get to connect directly with our students. So your challenge is always, how can I, on this other side of the screen where I can't see this person's face, I don't know what they're going to do, can I create a compelling story that connects with them at this level that actually has some of those people actually take some serious action for themselves that improves their lives? And like I said, we're not looking for some crazy stuff. We're not looking for, 180 degrees turnaround. You're going to be healthy, walking, quit smoking, all those things. Like, those are great. But, most of us are looking for smaller changes. It's possible. All right. So check out Tiny Habits. I'll put the link underneath the video. If you have any questions whatsoever, I am here to help you. Post them underneath the video. Email me directly, anna@annasabramowitz.com. Also, share this video if you found it useful, and if there's somebody out there who you think will benefit from it because they need the little bit of an extra boost, saying, hey, you know what? I'm in the epiphany business. All right. So have a wonderful rest of the day. Hope you found this useful, and take care, friends. Bye.